despise me. Roll with the crew, I meet the bottom of our Nikes. Explore, scheme, plot, say what? I'm coming for that number one spot. Hey, keep it going, it won't stop. What you doing, man? I'm coming for that number one spot.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Testing. Attention, please.
Yeah, where's Paul?
Who's calling?
I'm calling about the job, salesperson.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, Paul.
Speaking.
What do you need me to sell, babe?
Excuse me?
What do you need me to sell? I'm calling about the salesperson job.
What do I need you to sell?
Yeah, sell cars? What's the story here?
You sell cars?
You got it.
Where do you sell them?
I sell them up in Middletown, upstate New York. I had a little problem over there, though. That's something I don't want to talk about.
Middletown?
Yeah,
Okay. What's your name?
Paul. Paul Rizzo.
Paul what?
Paul Rizzo.
Rizzo?
Yeah,
Where do you live?
I live upstate.
Okay. That's a long haul from,
Yeah, well, you know, for some people, maybe.
Okay.
Let's talk about selling cars, Paul.
Okay.
What do you, I could sell whatever you need sold, I'll sell it. You got, bring in a tank, I'll sell the fucking thing.
Yeah, how far away do you live, though?
About 60 miles.
60 miles.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm there early every day.
I'm worried about mileage on a car.
Don't worry, I use my own car, Paul.
Okay.
I drive it silly. Silly.
Now, why do you want to drive 60 miles to go to work?
Hey, that's my business. You want to sell cars through me or what? See, I had problems up there in Middletown. I got to get the hell out of that area. I grabbed some guy, he's, he don't know if he wants to buy. I push his face right in the fucking hood. You know, tell you buy this fucking car, I'll break your fucking head. I had problems over there, Paul.
Well, it sounds like if you did that, you'd have problems anywhere.
You know, it's hard times. These fuckers, they gotta buy. I need dough like anyone. So what do you think? We got something going here or what?
I don't know. I don't run that kind of operation.
This fucking car, I'll break your fucking head. I had problems over there, Paul.
Well, it sounds like if you did that, you'd have problems anywhere.
You know, it's hard times. These fuckers, they gotta buy. I need dough like anyone. So what do you think? We got something going here or what?
I don't know. I don't run that kind of operation.
You see, here we're off to a bad start. You know?
But I don't run that kind of operation.
We'll see, well, I could tone it down a bit, you know, maybe choke a few people here and that's about it. Hey, it works. You think it's funny? It works. I sell.
Yeah, but I don't run that kind of operation.
I'm silly. I'm telling you, I'm silly.
Yeah, I don't run that kind of operation. In fact, the salesmen don't even quote prices here.
Let me try somewhere else then, okay?
Pirate Radio. Welcome to the jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the broken down
CPR Street Gang, go to the abiding. Standing by, over. CPR Street Gang, go to the abiding. Standing by, over.
Right now, it's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines,
clocks run out, time's up. Wind is blowing cold and dark. On the road and no way out. A broken house, a smoking gun. On the run. On the run. Welcome to the club. So I hear your name is Phantasma, and he wants to be a funketeer. Well, why don't you make your way to the stage? Toby, what's the password?
all with the band.
Oh, that's right.
How much you gon' get? Funketeers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funketeers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Introducing Miss Hip Hop Lollipop. Funketeers, let's funk with this.
Ready or not, here we come and we gon' make your mother shake it. Cause it's nothing but the funk. See my hip bone connected to my thigh bone. Got funketeers and it's a family like Slidestone. Is D with us? Yeah, lady with us. Yeah, so it's us. See that missus? Blowing kisses to your listeners. Bootsy Baba, Sherman Styles, Mr. Whoop and more diffusion. We box out the phone, call it music evolution. Change, strange, this, that, full rap because it is the bomb. I gotta say.
you got? How much you gonna get? Funkateers.
Too bad you can't see that,
How
Bruce.
much you got? How much you gonna get? Funkateers.
You can't see Phantasma, but she's working it. What's happening, man?
Well, I'll bet. Not too much, man.
Can't hear you very
Better
well.
than
There we go.
better than Panama.
Yeah, so what's going on? You were telling me Panama's got issues. What the fuck's going on here?
Panama's busting open, man. Yeah.
Well, what's happening?
Can you hear
with
me?
it? Yeah, what's going on with it?
Well, they're revolting, man, like Somalia style or Sri Lanka style. And they're just revolting. They've seized up all the borders. They've grabbed the roads. There's gunfire everywhere. Everybody's got a balaclava at home in Panama. Everybody, right? When the moment comes, everyone's on the street with their balaclavas and AK-47s. And they say America has a gun problem. I don't get that. In this idea of the American ideal of self-determination by the right of force invested in the people, independent of what government's in power, I see that better exemplified down here in Central America, Jimmy. Those Panamanians, they don't take shit from anybody, man. They tried to do in 2012. They tried to sneak in a mining deal with a Canadian mining company that overlapped on native land. Those natives shut the country down for 3 weeks, man. There were over 30 murders. They took out an entire police station, dude. Entire police station, killed every cop in it.
Who were those? Wasn't there like a Panamanian army that were a bunch of badasses? They were walking around like high stepping. Wasn't the Panamanian army?
No.
Are you sure?
No. Panama is. Yeah, dude. Panama has always had like a normal military. They've never had a strong militia. So you look at Colombia. The FARCs have been well armed for like 40 years. They live in the jungle. You look at the Contras were armed by the United States. You can see all kinds of examples of militia armies and impromptu armies in Central America, but not in Panama. What you might be remembering is Noriega, but Noriega just reneged on deals with George Bush Sr. He got spanked hard, man.
I think I was remembering Pinochet is who I was remembering.
Well, that's Chile.
Yeah. Chile.
Yeah, that's Chile, not Panama. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Noriega.
Yeah, Pinochet was just another mass murderer, right? Big. Henry Kissinger was a big fan of Pinochet's. Those two were really close, and for years after Pinochet took over in the way he did, Henry Kissinger held Chile up for a model for the rest of Latin America. Not the finest moment for American foreign policy. But anyways, that's what's going on. I just watched a video on YouTube of like automatic gunfire with the cops at the border, Costa Rica-Panama border. It's chaos, dude. Chaos.
Interesting. Who would have thought it? I mean, Americans just roll over and put it on their credit card or whatever.
Well, not anymore, man. Not anymore. I sent you that article from Xinhua News. They were quoting from The Economist. I mean, The Economist is saying that the era of credit-based living is over because the world just simply does not believe the United States can pay its debt anymore. You know what the debt is in the United States now, Jimmy?
No.
Like hard debt. We're not even getting into the financial sector here with, whatever Evergrande days are lurking out there on Wall Street. And for sure there's another one because that's all those goons do is create those problems in the money trading centers.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so the debt's about $26.7 trillion right now, which is way bigger than your gross domestic product. And that's a bad thing. When your debt exceeds your GDP, right? So then basically what happens is your country is getting mortgaged, and you don't want to get mortgaged because then you're like, wow. Now, I don't think America can pay it back. The only way they can pay it back is if they loot their own citizens. Because, the baby boomers, the people over 70 have like $70 trillion squirreled away, man, in their 401ks and in their savings and everything. So that was the American middle class, and they got all the money. There was only one middle class. America created the middle class, exported it all over the world. But there was only one, generationally, there was only one middle class in the United States, and that was the baby boomers. and there's nothing left for the rest of us. No pensions, no nothing. I just start shows on such a somber note these days, Jimmy. But I just believe in the cod liver oil, man. It's the only way to get well.
You probably don't know that, Bruce, but that's Panama by Van Halen.
I do, Van Halen.
Yeah. So hey, creamy goodness.
So they kept playing that song. They kept playing that song over and over again when they had Noriega squirreled away in that Jesuit monastery, and he finally came out. And Noriega was a very cultured man. He only listened to classical music, so they just blared Van Halen on loudspeakers outside the monastery. You know the whole story, like how they chased him through the mountains. It was quite something.
They blared more than Van Halen. They blared, these boots are made for walking. They blared rabbits being killed, screeching and screaming. They played Metallica. You know, I even heard Clyde Lewis on a show one time say that when he was in Utah and he was working at a radio station, that there was a guy working there, and that guy, him, started working with that guy, took him under his wing, and they were making audio for the government. Some like the montages he does, like during his show. Like he was inferring that he was making those, and that they got used for stuff like that, like exactly that, blasting outside of Noriega's compound or whatever, wherever he was. I don't remember if it was a yeah, but mine's not associated with anything other than smoking this herb right here, SFT. That's what my cough is. It's not. I'm not sick, or whatever. I'm not coughing because I got a hack, or whatever. But anyhow, yeah, man. So, what are we gonna do? It's nothing but blue sky and green grass and high tides, huh, Bruce?
Blue sky.
Green grass and high tides forever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what's your plans for this evening? Hey, Amber, what's happening? What's up, Holly? What's happening, Suzanne? Good to see you, Betty Davis Eyes. What's happening, creamy goodness? I said hello before, but I'm saying, hey, Chuck, what's going on? Everybody's over there saying hello. You know, it's interesting. They changed my screen in YouTube, and now I can't see how many people are over there. I wonder why they
Bastards.
I wonder why they did that. It's weird, man. They just
I don't know, Jimmy.
They just decide, and then that's it. They just decide, hey, you know, hey, let's make a change. Forget it. Yo, yo, yo. So, what's the word, man? Word on the street is it's hardcore. It's getting hardcore. $10 a loaf for bread.
Ooh.
It's like, hey, brother, can you spare?
I remember when bread was like 25. Day-old bread was 25 cents, Jimmy.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just.
I remember.
All I know is that pretty soon, anything that's fresh is not going to hold its value for very long, because if its price is too high, no one buys it, it's just going to rot on the stand. So I think there's going to be a fine line between people wanting to spend the money to, you know, go ahead and send that stuff in there to the grocery stores, or just, you know, write it off where it sits. You know, why waste the money? You know what I mean? I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of why. There's going to be a lot of why waste it. Just write it off where it sits. Because it's going to rot. Like when you buy meat.
Yeah.
What can they do with meat when they butcher it? Once it's all cut up, you know, there's only one thing you could do with it at that point, and that's freeze it. But other than that, it's going bad. So every day that goes by, you know, the price should be going down, but it's not.
Well, what are you going to do about that, man? That's what George Bush Sr. called voodoo economics, Jimmy. You know, there's no such thing as economics, Jimmy. It's a complete voodoo science. It's right up there with psychiatry. Over 80% of the DMS is completely made up. The diagnostic manual, literally, it's all coming out now. The committee that did it at Princeton, everything is made up, Jimmy. We live in a made-up world, man, and all of these structures are breaking. And people are going to have this scream moment, you know, like that Dutch painter. Who did that painting there, the Scream, the guy on the bridge, you know? It's been in a lot of movies, and a famous painting.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's going to be having that moment pretty soon, man.
That's
well, I figure it, Jimmy. People are the modern man is glued together with a bunch of media concepts that he or she thinks defines them, and same for the modern woman. She thinks define them. Those things are slowly going to be peeled away like the layers of an onion. And there's a lot of people, when they get down to their core, aren't going to like who they see. And so let's just say we're going through some form of growth by attrition here. Moment of truth is coming, Jimmy. I can hear the train coming now. I can see the bright light off in the distance, Jimmy. Can you hear the whistle? Yeah, it's coming, Jimmy. The train is coming.
It's full of Pinkertons.
I don't know where you're going when you get on that train. It's full of Pinkertons, man. It's like they're going to clean out Deadwood.
Either that, I just saw a picture.
It's not really funny, but if you don't laugh, you're going to cry, right? Like seriously, I make comedy out of it because it is so serious. And it's all engineered, or at least 70-80% of it is engineered. Some of it might be what we'll call, from their perspective, beneficial coincidence. But the best way to create a new system that you don't want to debate and run through what is a pseudo-democratic process, because democracy hasn't really existed. I think Into the Microcosm has done a brilliant job of deconstructing the very notion of democracy from World War II onwards, Jimmy. I'd say that's your specialty, you Epic and Rio. 20th, we're just on YouTube, right? We can say whatever we want.
Pretty much.
20th century mindfuckery is what it's been.
Yeah.
Right? It's just been all witchcraft, man. All witchcraft. They got you in a controlled audience situation. You know, I don't remember it so much anymore. I've been over here 8 years in the jungle, but you know, when I used to commute into Toronto, I used to have to take a commuter train like the ones in those John Hughes movies when the people are commuting from the suburbs of Chicago. And then once you get off the commuter train, you know, you might have to get on a subway and go into another part of the city after that. But there's literally hardly 100 meters of the city when you're moving at 60, 70, 80 kilometers an hour on train tracks that isn't trying to engage your attention, either a static billboard with a painting or something, a photo that's been brushed on or something with glue, or the digital billboards they have now, which to my sensibilities, if it's illegal to drive with a cell phone, why should digital billboards that show you little moving pictures when you're on a inner city highway right in the city with 4 lanes, why should you have to be looking at one of those every 100 meters, right? They control, it's a lockdown system, Jimmy. They control consciousness now. You can't control your own consciousness if you can't control the input, okay? I mean, a highly advanced yogi can, but that's after 20 years living without any input in a cave, Jimmy. So if you're starting from scratch, breaking out of it is going to be like trying to get out of a chained straitjacket being thrown in the deep end of a pool with a 20-pound anvil tied to your ankles. That's what it's like, Jimmy. And it was fine when nobody noticed. When the digital dream was working and everybody thought they lived in a benign and moral place, it was all good. But it's all ending now. It's all over, Jimmy. It's all over. It's like the mask is it's like you've been in the back of a truck with a black hood over your head driving for 20 hours. You stop, they walk you somewhere, they sit you down on a little metal chair, and then they whip the hood off and you're in a brightly lit room about to be interrogated. That's America in 2022, Jimmy. And Canada. Can't speak for Europe. I'm not getting enough detail from what's coming over there, but it's a separate plan for Europe.
Well, luckily
luckily
for me, I live in California, so it's not part of America.
Why is that lucky?
It's not part of America.
Sure it is.
No. It's part of Mexico.
Well, historically, yes, but yeah. I'm not sure Mexico offers any greater solace than the United
Buenos
States.
noches.
Right now.
Pass me the hot sauce. What's happening?
Yeah.
So yeah, what time is it? It's about 9:35 or so. I think I could hang out for another 10 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna hit the hay, man. I had a long, hard day today. I'm not gonna go into it tonight, but I will. I just can't tonight until I go pick up my stuff tomorrow, and then I can speak freely.
Yes, sir.
Game over, man. Yeah, John. Game over. Exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is like, the whole thing that held everything together, the whole thing that keeps the whole fabric of society together is the dream that someday, if you just keep on doing what you're doing, someday you'll get to where you're going to, and you'll have that dream, you'll be sitting on that sunny beach or whatever it is. But now, over the last 2 years, all that is dematerialized for people. There is
Jimmy.
There is no, well, I'm going to go on here and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, because every single day there's such a barrage of bullshit going on that there's no way that you could take off somewhere and just feel good about it. Like, even just somewhere driving like 400, 500, 700 miles from here. It's like I feel like something could happen and I just get trapped somewhere, you know? Lockdown or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're trapped or whatever.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. So the big thing we're waiting for now, and you can see hints of it now, but the big thing we're waiting for now is the bank holiday, where the banks just close for 3 days and nobody knows what's going on. And that's coming, man. It's coming. And they're just going to make this system completely unlivable, and then they're going to hang whatever new system in front of us they want to go with, and they're going to say it's your decision. But you never really had a decision, because the system that was supporting you, that would have given you the free will to think rationally about the options being put in front of you, was taken out at the knees. This is how these people operate, Jimmy. There's no such thing as democracy. There's either outright autocracy, which I admire for its honesty, like Xi Jinping, hey, don't do this or we'll throw you in jail, harvest your organs, and kill you mercilessly. Everybody knows, okay, hey, don't do that. And it's generally not an unreasonable thing. Like, hey, Uyghurs, don't get on a passenger train with 20 of you and, you know, each of you stab 5 people in a 100-person massacre before we shoot you down. That we're going to grab up Uyghurs and send them into a camp and harvest their organs. We don't care what the international community says. Have you ever seen the list of Uyghur crimes in China? Dude, they make any domestic terrorist organization in America look like kindergarten. They've murdered thousands of people, the Uyghurs. This is a long time coming. How I got on this topic is anybody's guess. I don't even know. But that's my last thought before you close out your show, Jimmy.
Well, it wasn't really a show, more or less, and it's just you and I stopping by because we said we would, and here we are, and there's so much to talk about. There's almost enough to talk about.
I want to put what.
Go ahead.
I want to put a positive spin on it before I sign off, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make it sound a little bit better. Same message, but I'm just going to say it a little bit differently. By the end of 2022, everybody is going to understand what Joni Mitchell meant when she said freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
That was
you want freedom, America? It's coming.
That was Janis Joplin.
Is that not Joni Mitchell?
No.
Janis Joplin. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah, Janis Joplin. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. So,
Well,
and that's true freedom, man.
I mean-
You guys are going back to the frontier days, dude. Except instead of a wagon train pulled by horses, you know, facing the dangers of natives and hostile tribes and local warlords who who ransack. It's just replaced the Greyhound bus with the wagon. And it's 1883 all over again in America.
What are they going to call them? Joe Towns?
The test for a country's character.
Joe Towns?
I don't know, Jimmy.
Joeville?
We'll get into it another time.
Joeville.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
That's what they call them, Hooverville. I'm still going to call it Joe Town or something. Who the hell knows? I know this.
Hey, Joe Town.
Stay there for a second, Bruce. We're gonna close this out. All right, you guys. It was good to see you. We will see you tomorrow, eh? Talk to you then. Yeah? Okay.